The CDC eviction ban is overturned. But what does that really mean? Morgan Stanley says we're not in a bubble. And how does a person go 20 years without paying their mortgage? Hello and welcome to the first show of May. I'm Jordan Norris and this is the 90-second real estate rundown. Let's get to the headlines. A federal judge has struck down the eviction moratorium from the Centers for Disease Control, saying that the agency had no authority to issue the ban back in September. The CDC order was set to expire in just 6 weeks. While past efforts to remove the ban ruled it unconstitutional, it was never struck down. This reversal could be short-lived as the Department of Justice has already filed a notice of appeal to the DC Circuit Court. The federal ruling may not help landlords much anyways, as many state and city eviction bans remain in place. Analysts at Morgan Stanley are adamant that we're not currently in a housing bubble. Despite record high prices, low inventory, and crazy high demand, this time is different than 2006. In a letter to clients this week, they say that the most notable difference boils down to metrics like credit requirements and leverage, which have both improved. In 2006, the market value was at $26 trillion with mortgage debt around $11 trillion, whereas now mortgage debt is at $12 trillion and the market is valued at $33 trillion. Analysts are quoted saying that this amounts to healthy and sustainable footing for housing finance. While so much talk about how the move to remote work has caused people to flee city centers, a survey shows that 57% of remote workers who moved in the last year made a local move. Doesn't mean we haven't seen a huge shift. The same survey found that 20% relocated to a new area and 12% left the state. Census data shows that between 2018 and 2019, almost 10% of Americans moved to a new residence, meaning that migration was in effect even before the pandemic hit. And in other news, a Long Island man went 20 years without paying his mortgage and didn't get evicted. He bought the home in 2008, made just one mortgage payment to the now defunct Washington Mutual. 2 years later, the bank tried to foreclose, but he filed for bankruptcy, allowing him to stay in the home, a move he made 6 more times. The property is now owned by a real estate company which has already spent more than $200,000 trying to evict him. The man has zero claim to the property, however, under the current CDC rule, cannot be evicted at this time. As much grief as I'm sure he's caused, you have to admit, it's a pretty impressive feat. That's all the headlines for today. I'm going to go pay my mortgage like a chump. See you next time.